So we're going to continue just doing some functions, adding, subtracting, multiplying. We already did the division. So I'm going to use two colors. So I've got my f function and my g function. And number one says to add them. So I'm going to take 9x over x minus 4, and then I'm going to add to that my 7 over x plus 8. So, as I'm looking at it, one of the things that I want you to be able to do is the algebra piece. So, how do I put those two together? Well, I have to make common denominators. So, a common denominator for x minus 4 and x plus 8. I'm just going to put parentheses around there. I can't just like add 12 or something like that to the red. I have to actually multiply it by x plus 8. Which we've done before, but it's just a good reminder. So x plus 8. And then on the blue part, I have the x plus 8, but I need the x minus 4. So I'm going to multiply in the x minus 4. So as I look across the top, now I'm going to distribute that through. So I get 9x squared plus 72x plus 7x minus 28. And that's all over x minus 4, x plus 8. It doesn't really matter what order you put the x minus 4 and the x plus 8 in. Either way is fine because the commutative property says you can multiply in any order. So now I'm going to look through and say, okay, let's combine like terms across the top. So 9x squared plus 79x minus 28, and then I'm going to say x minus 4 and x plus 8. And then I'm wondering, so 9x squared plus 79x minus 24, could I divide that by x minus 4? Well, if I did, I'm just going to think about that. So you stop and think about it. I'm going to think about it. Let's see if we can simplify that anymore. So push pause and come right back. So I went through and I was thinking, well, the best shit I have is x and 9x and 7 and 4, but that gives me 63x and 4x. There's no way I can make 79 out of that. So I can go back and say, yep, this right here, that's as good as it gets. So that's simplified and all pushed together. So now it says list the domain. Well, I know that there are two domain restrictions. I have a domain restriction that comes from right here. So that is x equals 4. And right here at x is negative 8. So those are the two places that x cannot be. So therefore, I'm going to fit in my domain to the side. So my domain on this, I start at negative infinity, and I go until I get to negative 8. Then I stop, I have a union, and I go from negative 8 to 4. Then I stop, I have a union, and then I go from 4 to infinity. There we go. So now, feel free to try f minus g on your own. It's going to be super similar. There's just going to be kind of one thing that changes. So see if you can come up with that and push pause and then check with me, or you can just fast forward it through this. So I'm going to start just like my addition one. I'm going to put parentheses around that. And then now I'm going to say minus, and then I'm going to put in my 7 and over x plus 8. The biggest thing that's going to happen, though, that I want to be really careful of, I'm going to go, I want like a bright fuchsia. Okay, so on this right here, see this minus sign? Well, that didn't work. I'm going to make that into plus a negative because you have to distribute that negative sign through, and if you don't make it plus a negative 7 right now, you're not going to remember to do that later. So then, just like I did the last time, I'm going to multiply in the x plus 8. I think I forgot an x up here. That's okay. I'll add it in now. There's an x plus 8. Forgot my x. Okay, now I'm going to go over in on the other one. Kind of similar process. I'm going to do my x minus 4, x minus 4. The first part comes out the same as it did on the last one. So I got 9x squared plus 72x. Then over here, I've got minus 7x plus 28. And then it's still all over x plus 8 and x minus 4. So do you see that this one right here is going to have the same, it's going to have the same domain. So this domain that I wrote right here is really going to work for both of these questions that it lies in between. So that's all well and good. But now when I combine my like terms, so I get 9x squared plus 65x, sorry, yep, plus 28. And that's all over x plus 8 and x minus 4. So now I just want to see, is the top going to factor? So I'm going to go back to when I was trying it before, and I'm going to change this middle to 65, and then a plus. Well, here I still get 63 and 4. That's not really going to help me. If I tried 3 and 3, would that get me anywhere? Now you might be saying, hey, what about the signs and all that? I always put the signs in last. So I get the numbers and then I get the signs. If I went 3x, that gives me 21 here and 12 here, but that's not going to get me where I need to be. Could I go 2 and 14? I'm not sure. So go through. I'm actually going to stop and Desmos it and see if this comes out with any nice reds. And the answer is nope. I really would need the 4 or an 8 anyway because of what my original problem said. It has a 8 and a 4 on the bottom. So if I can't get that out, then I don't really care. So here I have it. That's as good as it gets right there. Wahoo. And then my domain still works the same as the other one. Okay. Now, last one, it says multiplying. Okay. So I'm going to take my 9x over x minus 4, and I'm going to put that in parentheses. And then I'm going to multiply it by, what was my second one? 7 over x plus 8. 7 over x plus 8. Okay, now the top, I'm pretty confident you'll be okay with that because 9 times 7 is 63, and then an x, so we get 63x. However, on the bottom, it's going to be x squared plus 4x minus 32. How in the world did I get x squared plus 4x minus 32? I'm going to leave that for you to figure out because you should be able to do that. Nothing cancels out because there's no pluses or minuses in the top, so that's as good as it gets. And then, do you see that the bottom is the same? So my domain is back to the original. So really, that's pretty much been my domain for everything. So there you go. And we're going to keep doing these, and it will be wonderful.